All right, everybody, welcome back. This is for our mock-up exam, okay? So there's a few things we wanted to discuss. Let me get to a full screen. So before in Matt's video, the other triangulation, part 3, it shows you doing it this direction. In that case, remember it was a concentric piece. So all 4 corners were symmetrical. In this case, we have an eccentric fitting. So this half here is symmetrical to this half. So we can't just do 1/4 like we did before. We can't do this in piece like before. Okay? In this case, we want to make this half break line right here in the middle. Okay? So look at an eccentric piece versus a concentric. With the eccentric, there's only going to be usually 2 parts that are going to be symmetric, and we're going to start from there. All right? So what I did is I dragged this line over here. You can't use this one because you can tell that this isn't a true length. I did put it over here, and then once I found that true length, I'll show you here in a second, then I can just stretch this up to where it goes there. So we already have our drawing here, top view and side view, and then we've got our baseline to find our true lengths. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is how we got to this pattern here. Now these 2 wings are what we're kind of forgetting in triangulation development 3, because in Matt's video he goes from corner to corner. People do it a little bit different, but if we're doing a half pattern in this case, we want to make sure that we include these 2 wings right here and here, which are going to be this section right in here for this right side, and then also you can't really see it on this side, but there is a section to where this true length going from here to here is flat on the bottom, and then it also comes up, okay, which is going to be right here. All right. Okay, so now let's work on this a little bit. We're going to go through it step by step just to make sure. I am going to try to watch my time, break this up into a 2-part video. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time just because I've got I have a lot of colors to run through more than anything. So let me go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with the cyan. All right, do a circle there. I'm going to go from here to here, repeat circle. I'm going to go from here to here. Okay. Typically I'll put these colors the same just so that it makes it a little bit easier for me. That's okay. We're going to work on this right hand side. Actually, I'm going to work on this left hand side first because it seems to be the one that most people have an issue with more than anything. So my next color in this case is laid out as a green. Take this circle, we're going to go from here to there. Next color is a yellow. Yellow, circle. Okay, and then back to white. So circle here to there. Now this white circle is going to function 2 different things. I'll show you in a minute. Remember, from the top view, this is giving us a true length from there to there. Okay, so real quick, I grab these. I'm going to grab all 4 of these. I'm going to copy, and I pick it from this left base point of this bottom line. So I'm going to do, when I copy it, I'm going to put it there as well. Okay, now I'm not going to spend the time of drawing these lines out from here to there, here to there, and everything else. I already know what I need to do. Okay, I know that they're going to go there, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a circle, and I'm going to match to this one. Switch my color to yellow next, and I try to be methodical when we're doing this. Okay, because then what's going to happen is I make sure that I connect all the steps. Repeat circle. My next one is cyan. Repeat circle, and my last one is green. Okay, now I've got all 3 of these true lengths now coming off my center point. Okay, that's finding the true lengths, but remember, the original place this started was this left hand corner. All right, so now I'm going to copy all these, right click, copy, middle, and I want to put it right here. Okay, so since I don't have that line done, what I'm going to do real quick is this. I am going to delete that. I'm going to take this, copy it, because that's the true length. Okay, now I'm going to put it right over here. And when you get a lot of drawings like this, things start to get kind of goofy. So come back, copy, point, and I'm going to go there. All right. So I've got all these saved. The thing I can do is I'm just going to keep shoving a bunch of these into a different layer. I suggest you clean them up a little bit better than what I've done here. Okay. I'm going to take those. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in a different layer. I'm just going to put them in actual lengths. Okay, good. And this one pop back up. Alright, so now I'm going to come over here to this right hand side and I'm going to do the same thing for those transitions. Now my first one's cyan, so I got cyan, blue, magenta, and I'll just use this one as yellow. Okay, cyan, so we're going to start with this one, go to there, and now I'm pulling off this right hand side, repeat circle, but I want this next one to be blue, repeat circle, next one's going to be magenta, sometimes it can get a little goofy here. Make sure, like Malcolm did a good point in the radial development, talking about you know, which points you can start to get goofy with and where do you go from there. I'm going to go ahead and just pull a yellow one from there. Okay, so I've got all four of these. I'm going to copy, put them to here, escape. I'm already on yellow, so let me just start with it. I'm going to circle it. And the hard part here is you're going to have to remember is the cyan is actually your starting point, even though it's the biggest one, right? So I'll show you in a minute. We're going to have a little whoop-de-doo, basically, going backwards from just, we can't go from smallest to largest. We actually got to go large, then back down to follow the color of the orders, the way they work themselves out. Okay. So yellow's done. Let me go ahead and do cyan. So pulling from that point, repeat circle, and blue's next. Nope, my bad. I lost my center point. Now I'm going to switch back to magenta for my last one. Repeat circle. There. Okay. So true lengths are there. I'm going to copy from this base point, and I'm going to, I want to make sure that I'm on there. Okay. So now I've got those two pieces. I can escape. So my left and my right hand side true lengths. At this point, I can start putting stuff together and moving forward. The reason I put this one in here, I'll show you why. I'm going to click it. I'm going to copy. It's going to ask me from where. I'm going to go from that point to that point. And I'm going to escape it. But if you notice, my cyan, it's going to be where my cyan point meets. All right? So I can, it's one whole piece. I'm going to take, and I want to make sure to pull this real quick to there. Okay, now I've got my two legs of my corner piece. All I did was stretch it to where the cyan and the cyan met, which is exactly what we did exactly what we have here. Cyan, 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 all three meet. Okay? All right. That's why I say sometimes it's nice to have these colored the same. So whichever floats your boat, as long as you make sure you keep these things in the correct order. Okay? All right, so now's the next step. Now in Matt's video, he does a 2-point circle going from point to point. When I start getting into triangulation or any of this other stuff, I'm going to go ahead and do a we'll do a purple one, basically magenta, but I'm going to do a center by radius. Okay, so I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to pull out to here, which means 2-point, same thing. But for me to keep all this in order, as we start working our way around, if you notice, this chord that goes across these two is a little bit different. So everything I'm going to do is off of that center point. So here I'm going to pick this. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to use my center point. And let me start on the right hand side. So I've already got my cyan set, so my next one that's going to be blue, magenta, yellow. Okay, blue, magenta, yellow. So my first one is going to be blue, right? So I can go from here. I want to start at the beginning, and then where my blue, magenta, and yellow. Okay. I'm going to escape. First thing I can do real quick is I'm actually going to turn on this one. There might be some extra ones that come popped up. We will see. Yeah. Okay. Now this one, I have the same thing, but I'm working my way opposite. I've got my cyan, or my cyan, green, yellow, and white. Okay. Green, yellow, and white. So click, copy, center point, and I'm going to go from here. So see, in the middle of talking, I've already forgotten what colors I'm at. So green, yellow, white. Green, yellow, white. Alright, so green, yellow, white. Okay. Now I'm going to keep with this line. I got it to magenta. Real quick, let me do my polylines just so I know my layouts. I started on that right hand side, or that right hand side, but now I just finished this. So green, yellow, and white. Remember, the cyan is where it meets in the middle. So I'm going to start here. And if I get confused of which color is what, I can always come here close to the circle. Okay. Repeat polyline. I'm going to go to the center of this one. Boom. Repeat polyline. And this one's white. Okay. Escape. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Now I don't remember the order, but I'm going to use what I just did. Okay, which was what? I went to the circle instead. Now this is where this can get confusing because it almost looks like you can click on that white one, that white line where it intersects, and we don't want that. Okay, 2, there, escape, repeat polyline, click to my second one, repeat polyline. So I've got 1, 2, this is going to be my last section. Okay, I'm going to go to this center one, and I'm there. Boom. Escape. Now I can do a couple things already. I don't really need these anymore, and so forth. I'm going to stop right here. I'm running at about that 13-minute mark for my upload. So I'm going to stop here, and then I'll continue on the next video from that point. Thank you very much.